Hello, welcome to Minimalist EDC. My name's Chris, and today is another new knife day. And so I got this little guy in the mail the other day. It's not brand new, but it's new to me, and I'm kind of excited about it. It fits the kind of the aesthetic that I go for with my personal everyday carry, and I'm looking forward to try this guy. So you may already know what this is by the minimalist packaging, but the little Q there is for quiet carry. We have, I really like how the packaging is designed. It's very modern. And so we have a little dot system that tells you what's in the box. The top row is the handle material. The bottom row is also handle material, but like you have the G10 versus TI, and then like OD green versus stonewash. So you can see I have a TI bead blasted satin finish blade, and this is a Waypoint. So the box is kind of neat. It's very understated with just with their branding, and I kind of like that. So let's get into it. We have it's a magnetic closure flap right here, which is kind of nice. And then once we get in here, we get a inspected by and approved with a date of birth and a thank you for your purchase, limited lifetime warranty card. And so I'm glad the previous owner sent that along with and kept all that information. And so what we end up with is this guy right here. This is the Quiet Carry Waypoint. And Quiet Carry is an interesting company. They have a couple models. This is the first Quiet Carry that I've ever owned. There is another model that I'd be very interested in try with the Drift. And they also make an IQ, which not 100% in my wheelhouse, but I may pick one up one day just to give it a go. So this guy, one of their claims to fame with their knives is they use materials that are completely stainless. So you could drop this in, a bucket of salt water for a week, and you would still have a stainless blade and handle. So without further ado, let's see what we're looking at. Oh yeah, okay. That felt good. The blade itself is made from Vanax. So you see right here, Vanax, and the handle materials are titanium. If we get into the handle itself, it may be hard to see, but you have a milled out liner lock or liners in there, which definitely reduce the weight of the knife. You end up with a knife that, for its size, is fairly lightweight. Let's see what this guy's clocking in at. 2.7 ounces, not too bad for the size of the knife. It's actually a little bit larger than I anticipated from the pictures. I was expecting something along the size of a tactile turn Rockwall or in that nature. And, speaking of size, let's just do a quick size comparison so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here's our standard American $2 bill. We have the Waypoint, and I'll give you two other TI knives in this bracket. This is the Rockwall that I was talking about. You can see it is a fair bit larger than that. And this is a little bit more budget item. This is the mini beg lighter from Kaiser. So 3 TI knives, all kind of fit that gentleman's carry EDC type philosophy, premium materials, titanium handles, but each do it a little bit differently. And so let's see what we have going on with the Waypoint. As I said before, it is a little bit understated as far as their packaging and their whole aesthetic on their knives. The only real flourish or flare on this knife is the little 4 holes, which seem to be kind of their signature, is the little grooves or divots. This is the first knife that I've picked up that has a wire clip. It's not because I don't like them functionally. It's just I prefer a milled clip or a clip that is more like in this vein right here that's on my bug out. That's just a gooseneck titanium clip of something like that. So I'm gonna have to see how I like that. It doesn't, I don't know, just something aesthetically, I don't like the wire clip. It looks, I don't have a better word for it, cheap. It just looks like a paper clip hanging out of my knife, but I may come to like it. So what we end up having is that clip here, it's secured by this little bolt, which is ambidextrous, so you could flip it around. You end up with, let's see, yep, one. I hope this is captured. I don't have my tools handy right here, but on the full review, we'll take this apart and look at it. You end up with a single access pivot screw here, and not much else going on. I'm kind of curious to see when I get into the knife what this little guy is right here, because it is secured with a Torx bit. I'm guessing it's probably just the pin for the backspacer, and that's just the way they've engineered it to place it in the scale like that. But there will be a disassembly, and we'll see what it looks like on the inside together. As far as the blade goes, Van-X is an interesting blade material because, like I said before, it is completely rust proof. You can't rust it, which is appealing to me. I don't. So Alabama is humid. I don't end up rusting knives. I take care of them. I clean them. I put oil on them if I need to. So rust isn't a huge deal for me, but it is nice that I could go camping or fishing, and this could be the blade of choice for basically not ruining it. One thing I notice here is as I'm trying to clean off smudges, I can't get them all off. This blade is a fingerprint magnet, which, it's not the end of the world, but it is something to notice. And that's why I tend to go towards more stone-washed finishes on blades, because they don't show that as much. But the blade looks good. It came sharp. The previous owner said that they didn't use it very much, so it looks like it still has the factory edge. I can't see any evidence of sharpening. It has a good little choil, and the plunge grind is going to give us some access for some repeated use. I've never sharpened with Van-X before, so I don't know how difficult I'm looking at with that. More to come on that as well. Speaking of finishes, so let's look at the scale. And the reason why I picked this up, it was actually a little bit cheaper than I was looking to pay for a Waypoint, is because this is a previous user. Someone else kept this in their pocket and was using it on the daily. I'm going to try to show you here. Let's see if we can zoom in. This is the result of using this with a bead blasted finish. You kind of see those snail trails and user marks. It's more apparent in person. I think the camera's picking it up, but it is a cosmetic, quote unquote defect. But if you're going to use this knife, this is what you can expect out of it. It is going to wear. You are going to get use patterns on it. And I use my knives. This is not something I want to sit in a drawer and look pretty for the rest of my life. So I'm pretty good with that. If this stays in my collection, someone else will get a decent price on it because I'll just sell it what I bought it for, and someone will get a pretty deep discount because of the cosmetic. It's also one of the reasons why I with their other model, the Drift, I was looking at the knurled titanium handle. It just doesn't show wear like that because of the knurling on the handle, which is nice. As far as ergonomics, let's see. I'm not a huge fan of the prescriptive grip where they basically put this choil in here and it says this is where your index finger will go, because everyone's hands are a little bit different, and I wear large size gloves, and I can already tell that this finger choil was not made for my size finger, because I can feel sharpness here and here, here and here as I put my hand into it. So if I was working with this all day, it could get uncomfortable. I'm not saying it's poking me or, it's a problem. It just, when you pick that knife up for the first time, you can feel the hot spot, like it's there. I know it's there. I like the little bit of jimping back here. It is in the right place. There's so many people that put jimping in the wrong place, so when you put your thumb, it just doesn't hit the jimping whatsoever, but that's good. The thumb studs are nice. We were looking at barrel style thumb studs with a little bit of ziggurat milling on the top, which is going to give good purchase. So it just fires right out. And then let's try the reverse flick. Not bad. Yeah. So looks like I'm gonna have access to either side of this knife if I wanted to deploy it with thumb or middle finger flick. Not worried about that there. So aesthetically, I like this. I like that it's minimal. I like that the blade is completely enclosed in the handle. The billboarding or the blade graffiti is just not there. We have quiet carry on one side, Van-X on the other. I don't mind that at all. And overall, I'm excited about this knife. Thanks for hanging around with me, and like and subscribe would definitely help my channel. Check back because I'm going to do a disassembly and maintenance on this guy, and then give a full review after I've had a little time with it to better understand it. But thanks. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time.